Hello everyone, this is Ariane here from Project She Went for Her Dreams. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is just going to be sort of an open, organic conversation with a few thoughts that have been sort of coming up for me lately that I think a lot of you can relate to, just given we're towards the end of the year. A lot of us are thinking about changes that are coming up on the horizon, the new year that's coming up in just a couple of months, the year that we've just had, the changes that we want to make in order to learn, to grow, to reflect, and to continue moving forward, right? I know that this is a place that my mind has been sort of on quite recently, and the thing I want to share today is when it comes to being a successful businesswoman, I want to talk about spirituality and I want to talk about mentorship, right? So first I'll start with mentorship. When I first started out as an entrepreneur, there was literally no one in my circle who was doing the thing that I aspired to do. All I knew was that I had this business idea, I had this hunger, this thirst for creating something and running a business on my own, right? But I knew no one that had done it, right? And so that's when I learned the value of aligning yourself with mentors. I could honestly sit here and tell you that having mentors is one of the best things that I could have done for myself and for my business. The truth is, you don't know what you don't know, right? And if you have a vision, a dream for yourself of what you want to do in the world and the business that you want to build, right? You have to align yourself with the person who has created the thing that you want, right? This is not about replicating or being a cookie cutter version of someone else, right? This is about learning the things that we don't know, right? So when we align ourselves with mentors, there's a couple of things that we need to keep in mind, okay? Oftentimes, we align ourselves with someone who we call a mentor, but a lot of times that person has not overcome the thing that you are currently facing, right? So it's not going to be effective if you align yourself with someone who's at the same level as you are, right? I'm just being blunt, being honest here. So you need someone who is at least a few steps ahead of you, at least 5 steps ahead of you, again, okay? The person who has created the thing that you most want to have, right? So if you want a successful, thriving business, right? Research who in your industry is doing really well, reach out to that person and connect with them, learn from them. There's a lot of people out there that are so happy to support you, to support your development, to support your success, right? Reach out to them, ask them questions, be of value to them, right? Ask how you can support them, right? Form a relationship with those who have created the thing that you want, right? And make it your business to be a sponge. Just learn as much as you can. Ask questions, ask the tough questions, right? Ask the things that you know is going to help you go leaps and bounds in your own journey. I can't stress this enough. Mentorship is so key when it comes to building a business that is successful, right? So that we can be successful, right? So align yourself with a mentor in your field, learn from her, and make it your business to do that. The other thing I want us to explore today is the intersection of business and spirituality, right? So kind of segueing from mentorship, I've been fortunate enough to align with many successful women in business throughout my career, right? And I've learned a lot. I learned a lot. But the one thing that stands out among all of the women that I have learned from is that they have a very strong spiritual foundation, okay? And it's interesting because when we read about successful people in the world of business, we don't often hear about their spiritual beliefs or their spiritual practices. And you know, let's be honest, spirituality is often a taboo topic, especially when it comes to business, right? How does spirituality relate to money making, right? And what I've come to learn is that you can't have one without the other, right? So in learning from the best and learning from world-class successful leaders in the world of business, most, if not all of them, has had a spiritual practice and a spiritual foundation, right? Whether they believe in God, whether they believe in or they practice Kabbalah, Buddhism, you know, they had a connection to a higher power that guided their everyday efforts, right? That elevated their confidence, right? That elevated their certainty such that they could make business decisions from that space of pure faith and pure belief. And quite honestly, it was inspiring. It was inspiring to see, right? So if you are someone who has dabbled in spirituality, maybe it's something that you practice, maybe it's something that you're sort of, you know, finding for yourself, finding your own sense of spirituality, I want to invite you to start to integrate your own practice of spirituality, your belief in a power higher than yourself, a higher power, and integrate that into the work that you're doing and see what happens, right? Oftentimes we separate it, right? We separate spirituality from business, right? But I want to invite you to take the radical view and integrate your spiritual practice in with business. You can't have one without the other, right? So I like to think that there is an invisible force that's driving all of this, that's driving our dreams, that are aligning ourselves with, you know, coincidental opportunities, a higher power that is guiding our dreams, right? How do you think our dreams have gotten, you know, within us in the first place, right? They didn't just show up. I like to think that they were placed there by a higher power, right? So if in fact that is true, right? How can we start to learn to trust our visions, trust our intuition, trust our spiritual guidance, you know, so that we can navigate this world of business from a place of stability, from a place of power, rather than this place of force and despair and destruction and stress, right? We all know as business owners how stressful entrepreneurship can be, right? But what if it didn't have to be? What if we can tap into a higher power that will guide our efforts, guide our decisions, guide our knowing, such that we can create a business that we dreamed of, right? So think about it. I hope that these thoughts kind of spurred something with you and can allow you to think about, you know, what's in it for you, you know? How can you apply some of these concepts of mentorship and spirituality, the intersection of spirituality and business, in with what you're doing today, right? I'd love to hear from you. Comment with your questions and your thoughts, send it in to us. My name is Ariane from Project She Went for Her Dreams, and I'll see you next time.